Well, yes. Yesterday we participated in a meeting chaired by the Secretary General of the United Nations and the chairperson of the Commission of the African Union. It was a meeting, a follow-up meeting to the signing of the framework for the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Great Lakes region, which was signed, the framework that was signed here in Addis Ababa in February 24th this year. And so we wanted to look at what kind of progress was being made, and also to set up a follow-up mechanism, a technical committee to follow up on the implementation of the framework. So Rwanda's participation, of course, was important to us as one of the countries in the region that is contributing to finding a solution to this endemic problem of instability in Eastern DRC. And we had the opportunity, of course, to again talk with all our neighbors, particularly in the region, and to look at how we could expedite the various aspects of solution to this problem. So it was a follow-up meeting to evaluate where we've come from since February, especially with now the involvement of the Special Envoy of the Secretary General of the United Nations, but also to look at ways in which we follow closely the implementation of this framework. There is no way we cannot be hopeful. We are hopeful, we are optimistic, but we are also aware that this is not going to be easy. We are dealing with a very complex issue, but Rwanda is committed, the neighbors are committed. We would like to see more involvement, more positive steps by the international community, which has had a very important responsibility in the problems in Eastern DRC and in the DRC in general. So we are hopeful. We know that all these problems in the Democratic Republic of Congo are man-made. The solutions also will be man-made. We have no illusion that this is going to take some work and this is going to take some time. We also know that the idea of militarizing further the DRC as a solution is a mistake. The intervention brigade, which is expected to start in the next couple of months, to us is only part of a bigger political solution that we all expect to work on in order to support lasting stability in Eastern DRC. Well, Rwanda cannot be advising other countries. We can only share our views on what we believe is wrong with this International Criminal Court. So at this summit here in Addis Ababa, there was a discussion about the case of Kenya's leaders that are today indicted by the International Criminal Court. But we also had time to discuss the broader issues related to this International Criminal Court. When this court was set up and started functioning in 2002, a lot of African countries adhered to the Rome statutes, believing that this is international justice that was going to serve all of us. We realize today, more than 10 years later, that this court is really a tool of the powerful countries against the leaders of this continent, and that is not acceptable. Rwanda's position with the International Criminal Court as a non-signatory, we had our own concern with international justice at the time the ICC came along, linked to the kind of political manipulation we saw with people coming mainly from Western countries that had played a role in the genocide in Rwanda, that were now being covered, so to speak, by international justice. The international justice system from the beginning and in relation to the genocide in Rwanda was highly manipulated. So we did not embrace the court for that reason, because we were afraid this was going to be the continuation of what we were seeing already. And today were vindicated. We have no doubt, because it's all out in the open, that this court is now being used by some countries against Africa in particular, the leaders of Africa. And what we discussed here during this meeting on that particular item, which was part of the agenda in this meeting, was that first we had to support Kenya, and Rwanda is very supportive of the leadership of Kenya today. We believe that Kenya today is ready to handle these cases. We have supported a resolution that should bring back the Kenyan cases to the national jurisdiction to allow Kenya's judiciary, which is a capable judiciary, respected judiciary in the context of the new constitution, and also in the spirit of moving forward and reconciling that Kenyans have shown, especially during the last elections. Kenya has come a long way since 2008, so we're very supportive of this matter being handled through a national remedy. And as well, of course, with other countries on the continent, we have rejected the way this International Criminal Court is treating African leaders. We do not accept it, and we believe that Africa has to find a way to, first of all, improve its own court system to handle the kinds of crimes that would otherwise be handled by the ICC, but also to really have a way of discussing with those countries that believe that our leadership on the continent and our leaders should be subjected to such kind of bias. Well, the 50th anniversary of the African Union is an opportunity for all of us, members of the African Union, to rejoice. It was a time of celebration, particularly in light of the struggles that the continent has gone through for independence and liberation. Independence is a process. It's not just a flag and a national anthem. So we do still have a long way to go. So this anniversary and these celebrations were also a time of reflection on what we should do as a continent to further liberate our countries, both economically but also politically. How do we create, in our relationship with international actors, a kind of dialogue and discussion that allows us to promote the interests of Africa and to be part of the global discussion. So it was both a mixture of celebration but also a time of reflection.